We're gonna make some mini pies today. We're gonna make some mini pies. I'm gonna show you how I make my little mini pies. And you can also make like mini pumpkin pies, but we're gonna make mini chocolate cream pies today. And just gonna wait for a couple of people to hop on. How's everybody doing today? Man, it was a hot, muggy one out here today. And then we got the thunderstorms again. And I was like, oh no, it seemed like it's been thunderstorming every day. I mean, I understand it's because of the heat and the moisture and everything, but ooh. Hey, Ivy. Hi, Brenda. Hi, Angie. Yeah, I know these storms, they really terrible. It's crazy. They just be knocking out all the power, flooding everything up. And, you know, that's how summer goes, right? We get the heat, we get the rain, thunderstorms, all that good stuff. Anna, what's up, girl? How you doing? So I was saying that today we're going to make some mini pies. We're going to make some mini cream pies. And I use this mold right here. This little mini mold to make the pies. And you could use this too if you have something like this and you really want to make some really mini pies. You could use this. But I'm going to use this. And I'm going to use clay. And when you put your clay in here and then you pop it out, of course it's going to shrink up a little. It's not going to be this big because the clay shrinks up. But hey, KK. Hi, Ivy, loca. And so we're going to just get started because there's a couple of different things that I'm going to do to show you how I make the pie. Like the filling of the pie is we're going to use caulk, Mod Podge paint, that same stuff that we use for the dripping. That's what we're going to use for the inside of this mini pie. So I'm going to show y'all. I'm going to get some clay. And I'm going to show you how I do the inside of, like how I make the inside of, like how I make the tart, basically. So you're going to get you some clay. You know, you got to stretch it out. Bella's watching me like she knows, like she want to learn how to make a pie. All right. Thank you, girl. Thank you, Ivy. Thank you, girl. So I take it and I, hold on. I got a piece of dry clay in there. And I kind of just press it down in there like that. Right? Press it to the edge. And then I start working my way, like pinching up. Pinching up. Okay? Get that clay that's in the middle. Push it out. Pinch it up. I don't usually put, like baby oil or anything in there because this is silicone, so it kind of just like basically pops out on its own. Then I like to, you know, just take it, make sure I got all the little edges. You can smash it down a little bit more, and basically that's your little crust. Now when you get this, when you do this part, let it sit in here for like about 5 until it gets a crust. Hi, Shatika. Blessings, girl. Blessings. All right. So you want to leave it in here for a few minutes. You want to let it get a skin, because if you try to take it out right now, the clay is kind of like so fresh that it might deform it. Hold on, let me make sure. I mean, you probably could take it out, but I like to let it sit for a few minutes. Or you could even pop it, if you're not sure about it, pop it in the freezer, let it get firmed up. Hi, Danette. Hi, Mins. Okay, and then you could do the same thing for this. But for this one, I would recommend that you put a little bit of, but not too much, because you know what? When you put like baby oil in here, then it starts moving around and it's hard to get the shape. So what I would do is I would take my finger and I would like rub it like that. Like, don't brush it in there, put too much, because then when you try to put in the clay, it's going to move around too much and you're not going to get the right shape. Okay, so I'm going to leave this one alone because I got some done already. So this is what they look like. Okay, you don't have to worry what the inside looks like because you're not going to see that part. You're not going to see this. Nobody's going to see this part. Nobody. But try not to make it too thin, okay? So basically what I'm going to get in here is, you all know what this is. You all know what this is. Oh, if I could open it. This right here is Mod Podge, cork, and paint. So for this paint, I use melted chocolate. But you could use burnt umber. Let me tell y'all about burnt umber. Today I went to Walmart because I used up my last burnt umber. But then when I walked into Walmart, I seen these signs say clearance, clearance. Like all the clothes was on clearance and stuff. So I got distracted and I went walking towards where the clothes was and kept walking. Didn't get the paint. And then I was like, oh God, I got to go back to the aisle and get the paint. I really didn't want to go back that way because it was on the other side of the store. And I was like, okay, let's go. I walked all the way over there and they had all the paints but burnt umber. I was like, yeah, that's why I didn't want to walk over here, because I figured that was going to happen. But anyways, and then right before I came on here, I'm in the closet because I was going to make mini cakes. We was going to make mini cakes today because I know I got these mini trays, and I'm looking in the closet and I'm moving these acrylic containers I have on there, girl. One fell right on the top. The edge of the corner of one hit me right in the middle of my head. I was about to give up. But here I am. So basically, you're going to take this and you are going to just pour some in there. Yep, just pour it in there. Just pour it in there. Spread it around. Like, you can put as much as you want or as little as you want. Like, you're going to make your pie. Now, you got to let this dry overnight. Or even, you can let it dry for 2 days. Because you're not going to be able to use it, like, right away. Like, when you want to put your cream on it. No, you got to wait. Okay, so I think that's enough. And it's going to dry nice. Let me move this over here. Oh, I like to tap it. Get some of them air bubbles out of there. Because it is going to get air bubbles. You see them popping? You see the air bubbles popping? Yeah, girl. I almost knocked myself out with that. Because it's a big, thick acrylic container, and it like clonked me right in the middle of my head, on the top of my head. I was like, I hope I don't like have to go to the hospital or something. That's how hard it hit me. I was like, I said, Lord. And I still didn't find what I was looking for, so I got hurt for no reason. Now you see it still look a little, so you could go in there with your craft knife and smooth it out, swirl it. You can even make it swirl, like make it look like a real pie, and put some swirl marks in there. And now you gotta let this dry overnight. Just leave it alone. Leave it alone. But I got some already made here. I got 2 pies. Oh, I took the wrong one away. So now when it dries, it's going to be a little dull. You see it's dull. On this one, I put a little bit of gloss Mod Podge on this. If you want it to shine. But if you want it to look dull like this, that's fine too. It doesn't have to shine. You missed how I did what, Penny? The Mod Podge and the paint. Girl, I got a tutorial on my channel. Oh, Lord. A tutorial on my channel. on my channel on how to make that. That is very easy. There's no measurements, or I don't have any measurements. Hold on, I gotta get another brush because that brush dried out and it's not being cooperative. Ugh. Like, seriously. Okay, so now just take your glossy Mod Podge and just go around. Try not to leave too many streaks. Okay? And then it's gonna dry shiny like that. Excuse me. What did I use for what? For this? This is Mod Podge caulk and paint. It's the same thing I use for my drips. You know, for my ice cream drips. Hy-Vee, what? Yast? I don't know. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm live. Yeah, so this is just the same thing that I always use. Guys, we've been making this Mod Podge caulk and paint for many years. It's just caulk. Just put some caulk in there. Put some Mod Podge and some paint. I don't have precise measurements, okay? Just make it until it feels drippy. You know, like that. But I do have a tutorial on my channel for how to make fake drip. I think that's what it's called, how to make fake drip. So anyway, we're gonna put a border on this, but let me get a wipe. I got a feeling that's gonna get oil. I will get that on my arm because that's how it goes. So I'm gonna just wipe that up. And so I was gonna say, you could use caulk to make your border, caulk and white paint. Because if you don't add white paint to the caulk, it's gonna, when it dries later on, like maybe like, you know, months from now, it starts turning yellow. So if you wanna keep it white, add white acrylic paint to the caulk. But I'm gonna use oh Lord, I can't think. Lightweight spackle, because I already have it here. See this? I used it the other day, but it still is dry. It's like a little dry right now. So I'm just gonna add some water because it already has paint, and I don't want to add more paint. I'm just gonna add water to this so we could get it to make our little borders on our pie. Hold on, let me move this over. Yeah, so you don't just have to always add paint. You go just add water. Okay? I think that's good, but I'm gonna add a little bit more water. Okay. Yeah, you don't always have to use spackle. You could use caulk for borders too. And it's cheaper than spackle because spackle is expensive. I'm not even gonna lie. Okay, so I'm gonna use a small tip. This is tip 21. No, hey, cut it out. This is tip 21. Is a small start tip, because since this is a small pie, you want to use a small tip. She's at the window, being the guard dog that she is, worrying about who's outside and what they doing, instead of minding her business. Alright. So we're going to put that tip in there. And I'm going to put just enough caulk. Hold on. I just want to make sure I have enough of the, I keep calling it caulk, but this is spackle. But you could use caulk. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, I think this should be enough. There's not that many pies because the other pies are still drying. So Hey, Shannon. Guys, the guys watching me on YouTube, if you could please hit those 3 dots under my video. There's going to be a drop down list. It's going to come down. And if you could just tap that hype button, please, I would really appreciate it. Let's start with this little one right here. No, let's start with the big one. So basically you just, oh, I forgot to say, you could shade this crust if you use a light color. Excuse me. If you use a light color, you can shade it with classic caramel. You do a dry brush, but I forgot to do that, so I'll probably just do it after the spackle dries. All right, so basically you're just gonna go make a little border around your pie. Like if you want to make a pumpkin pie, you do the same thing. Mod Podge, cork, and paint. Now if you have orange and it's too bright and you don't like that, add a touch of brown and you're gonna get that pumpkin pie color. And you could even add a little bit of cinnamon to it if you want to add those little speckles and stuff that pumpkin pie has. And it might even smell like pumpkin spice. Okay, I knew I was gonna mess that up. Get to the end and mess it right up. So let me wipe this off, because I'm just gonna do like a little swirl in the middle. And there go your pie. There go one anyway. Yeah, Bella is the nosy neighbor. Oh yeah, she thinks she's a pit bull. She weighs 9 pounds, Penny. 9 pounds. And she thinks she's tough. That's my girl though. She always be looking out for me, you know? And for what? She ain't gonna do nothing. She loves people. She loves cats, dogs. She's a very friendly dog. She don't, let me tell you, she see people, she get excited, okay? She's a social butterfly. I'm gonna just put like a little dab. See how cute them little pies came out? So now if you wanted to make some, like I even had like a little cookie. I had a cookie that was smaller than this. And I can't find it. You could put it in the middle. I got these little cherries. Not cherries. These are strawberries. Your consistency, like you just, you know, if it's too thick, you just gotta add a little bit. That's why I use a spray bottle. Because if you use a spray bottle, you can spray it once, test it, spray it again, test it, and spray, you know, you don't overdo it. Because if you try to add like a tablespoon, or you might add too much. All right, we're gonna put a fake strawberry on there. I was thinking about putting strawberry. Ooh, Lord, that. Let's just put one on that. Hold on. These are the tiniest strawberries I ever did see. I got these from Temu. Hey Jennifer, you're not late, girl. I'm about almost over because we already made the pies. Now let's see see like if you let it sit, then you pull it away a little bit. Just stretch it out a little bit. It still might be stuck in there though. I don't think I left it in there. Let me move these because I don't want to mess them up. But yeah, so if you want to make your, if you want to make them into pumpkin pies, get you some little bit of orange. And if your orange is too bright and you want to tone it down to like a pumpkin color, add a little touch of brown. Okay. Okay, you could leave it in there longer. If it comes out like that, you just fix it. But if you want to be sure that it comes out, you could put baby oil in there, but don't put too much because then it's going to be hard to handle, okay? And then once you get it like this, you just put it to the side. I have a little drying rack, and I let it sit there and dry. And it's gonna shrink. It's gonna shrink down to this size. You see how big that is? The pie fits inside of there. But as the clay dries, it shrinks. So it's definitely a mini pie. So, and you gotta let these dry real good. I let mine dry. When did I do this? It's been 2 days. And it's still not fully dry because I kind of touched it by mistake in the middle. It's still soft. But it's okay to put stuff on it because it's going to all dry together. It'll be fine. Bella. Oh, let me not even call her name because she think somebody calling her. No, but she's right there laying down. She waiting for me because I told her we was having hot dogs for dinner. So she's like, oh, I'm just going to wait right here until you finish. So y'all want me to show y'all how to make some. Do I have a container? Let me see. Y'all want me to show y'all. You know what? Let's add some more. Where is my cork? Okay, I got my cork there. I'm gonna show you how to make the drip again. No, I didn't add anything to the mold because it's silicone. Hi Zara, I hope I said that right. The molds are from Amazon. I'll leave a link after. Now it comes in a pack like this. So you can make more than, you get like 3 little molds in a set. So you can make a couple of molds at one time. I'm going to show you how to make the drip. For those that have never seen the drip before, I'm just going to add some to this. I'm not going to start like a whole new container because you could just keep adding stuff to this. So I got my cork. This cork is from Dollar Tree. And I'm going to take, I got a tip on it now. This be the hardest part, taking this darn tip off. If I would have had my orange and brown paint, I would have made a pumpkin pie color. Hold on, let me wipe this off because if not, I hate messes. It just gets on my nerves. Okay, so now I'm going to just take some of the, I don't measure. I just put cork in there. And I know I'm always going to, oh, all right. Well, that was it. That's all I have left anyways. So this one is finished. I'll leave this to the side right here. Now, you could add, for this, I usually add gloss Mod Podge for this. Because I want it to shine, like, you know how when you put the fudge on the ice cream, you want it to have that little bit of shine. And, oh boy. And I just put paint in there. I don't measure, I just put the paint. Because you want it to be liquidy anyway, so make sure you always shake your Mod Podge. Because sometimes if you let it sit for too long, it has water at the top. And then I go like that. Like I said, no measuring. And then I mix. Now, when you make this, I suggest you let it sit overnight. Make sure all the lumps are gone. Shake it, stir it real good. Don't leave any lumps. Make sure it's nice and smooth. And if you let it sit overnight, you see the color of this? If you let it sit overnight, the colors darken. And when you let them dry out, they get even more dark. So it looks more like chocolate. Yeah, for a couple of, I committed myself to 30 days. And I'm like, why? But you know what? I need to do this for myself. I need to put myself back in action. So that's it. Look. That is it. Now you could drip. You could use this as a drip. You could dip cookies in here. This is perfect to dip fake strawberries. I mean, you could do some of your fake fudge for your ice creams. There's so many things you could do. And now the thing is, you don't just have to make it in chocolate. If you want a pink drip, if you want a blue drip, whatever color drip you want. Black for, now that the Halloween is coming, you can make orange drip, black drip, any color drip you want. It's the same recipe. It's the same. You do it the same way. Okay? And I get the cork from Dollar Tree. And sometimes lately it's been even hard to get cork. I know they used to sell a little container of the spackle, but I haven't seen that in a long time. I haven't seen that spackle in a long time. So like if you don't want to use spackle, because spackle is expensive, use cork. You know what, Brenda Ice, I haven't seen it in a while. That's why I kind of like just invested in one of these cork guns, because and the cheapest place I found it was Walmart. I paid $2 for it and I couldn't believe it, because honey, everywhere else, but that was a while ago. But you can search your Walmart and it's gonna be cheaper than anywhere else, because when I went to Lowe's and all, the price for the cork gun was crazy. I was like, yeah, y'all, I'm not buying that from in here. And then I went and searched, and then Walmart had it the cheapest. So I just get the cork gun from Walmart, and I get the cork from Dollar Tree, and I use that because I can't afford. But yes. Oh, thank you, Brenda. Okay, so my peeps, this is basically a tutorial for tonight. I know it was fast, but it really is easy to do. Just make your mold with this and some clay. You gotta let this dry for a couple of days. Definitely let it get hard, so it needs to dry for a couple of days, okay? And then once you do that, don't put it back in here. Once you let it get a skin, it could sit. It's not gonna lose its shape or anything. Just leave it out to dry. It won't lose its shape, okay? And then you make your cork and your cork, Mod Podge, and paint mix. You're gonna pour it in your crust, and then you're gonna let that dry. Now this, it takes a couple of days to get your little pies going. You gotta let that dry for a day or two until you could put your cream on it, okay? If you do it while it's like this, you can mess it up or touch it or make, you just let it dry. This is too wet. It's not good to mess with, okay? And then you're gonna have some cute little pies. Like I said, you can make pumpkin pie. You can make any kind of pie. You can make lemon meringue pie. You can make the cork mixture in yellow and make lemon pies. How long will what last? This? As long as you keep this covered, it lasts for a long time. Now, if you let it sit, when you open it up, it might be a little thick. Just add some Mod Podge to it and thin it out again. That's it. I have some that I keep for a long time. That's why when I made this just now, that's why I just added it to here. Because this lasts for a while without, you don't have to worry about it. Now, cork, you got to make sure, oh my God, the spackle, you got to make sure you always keep that dry. You always got to make sure you keep that nice and covered, because that will dry out real fast. Yeah, in the tube, right? You get more in the tube than if you buy it in the little squeeze bottles. You're right. But it's so convenient to have that squeeze bottle. You just squeeze it and just go, right? But, listen, as a crafter, you got to get what's cheapest for you, because crafting could get expensive, So guys, I'm gonna let y'all go. I just wanted to make these cute little pies for you guys and show you how to make them. Very easy, and it's still lightweight, okay? And like I said, you can make any kind of pie. You can make pumpkin pie, lemon meringue pie. You can make, if you want to make a strawberry pie, whatever kind of pie you want to make. Mod Podge cork and paint in any color you want. Just follow the same steps, and you will have some cute little pies for your tea trays. See how cute they are? Just put it on your tea tray. Alright guys, so I'm going to see y'all tomorrow. I'm not sure what I'm going to make, but I'm sure it's not going to be another fake bake, okay? But thank you all for joining me tonight, and I appreciate it. Now don't forget, people on YouTube, hit the 3 dots under my video, and a drop down list is going to come. People that have a phone, if you're watching me on your phone, if you're watching me on a desktop, it's not going to work. If you're watching me on your phone, hit the 3 dots under my video. A drop down list is going to come up, and there's going to be, one of them is going to say hype. If you could just click on that for me, I would really appreciate it so much. And thank you guys for joining me. I really appreciate it. And I will see you all tomorrow. Now stay safe. Love you guys. God bless you. Bye.